Hello and welcome. As the peak body for reconciliation in South Australia, we're privileged to provide the following to honour and commemorate the apology speech made by Prime Minister Kevin Rudd. The apology delivered on February the 13th, 2008 was a pivotal step towards healing and reconciliation. It was a moment of truth-telling where the injustices of the past were recognised and a commitment was made to build a future founded on mutual respect and understanding. We hope each of you will stand with us to commemorate a significant moment in our nation's history, the anniversary of the national apology to the stolen generations. This day marks a profound acknowledgement of the pain and suffering endured by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander children who were forcibly removed from their families and their communities. Today we honour the resilience and strength of the stolen generations and their families. We reflect on their stories, their courage, and their unwavering spirit. We also reaffirm our commitment to continue the journey of reconciliation, ensuring that the mistakes of the past are never repeated. So let us use this occasion to renew our dedication to creating a more just and inclusive society. Together we can build a future where all Australians, regardless of their background, can thrive and contribute to a shared vision of unity and respect. We stand wholeheartedly with the closing words of the speech, a future based on mutual respect, mutual resolve and mutual responsibility. A future where all Australians, whatever their origins, are truly equal partners with equal opportunities and with an equal stake in shaping the next chapter in the history of this great country, Australia. The following video is a collection of stories by some incredibly inspirational people that we have had the pleasure of working with over the last few years. Auntie Kunyi, Uncle Jack Charles, Mandy Brown, Josh Trevorrow and Mark Coolmatree. This is part of their story and their life. And there are thousands of stories across Australia, and it's an important part of our history that we learn from this time. Support and acknowledge stolen generations people and their descendants and create a better future for all Australians. We all need to know better to be better. Thank you.
When people say a stolen generation member, I don't like that term because that denotes a membership that I never subscribed to. My name's Mandy Brown. I'm a Nurrungiri Piramonk woman living on Piramonk country. For a long time I called myself a victim, as some people do, but now I say I'm a survivor of the stolen generations. When I was born in the end of November 1960, I was with my mother for 6 weeks. And then I was removed at 6 weeks and taken to a white British family that had come out on the 10-pound boats out in Elizabeth. I was brought up by the British migrant family as the first Aboriginal child they had in their care. So they already had 2 children of their own in England and then had adopted a white boy in England as well. And then they came out here and they put in for adoption for a girl. And so they got me. They didn't know anything about Aboriginal children, so that was a steep learning curve for them. You make a choice. You have to make choices every day. And my choices were, well, I can sink or swim here. And I can be angry and bitter about things, but at the end of the day, I really just, want to be at peace and happy, and my family, my children and grandchildren. So you have to make that choice to do that. It's not easy. It's not easy to find the strength some days, and other days, like today, it's okay. Yeah. Some people will say to me, well, a lot of things happen to other cultures and other people around the world, and that's true, but this is where I see it, and this is how I relate, because it is different, it is different. We're on our own land, removed from our own land. It affects all Aboriginal people. That, it's not just about the stolen children, it's about the stolen land as well. To me personally, the apology was huge. To hear the head of state stand up and the first port of call in Parliament was to apologise, yes, that was, I mean, it's immensely gratifying and healing to hear someone say sorry. But I do hope for that for my grandchildren.
My name's Joshua Trevorrow. I'm 37 years old. My father was Malcolm Trevorrow. I descend from the Wurundjeri people of the Ngarrindjeri Nation, so I'd like to start by acknowledging my ancestors, the traditional custodians of this land that I'm meeting on today. I pay my respects to my elders, past and present, and acknowledge their deep and spiritual connection with the lands and waters of this region. And I also pay my respects to all First Nations around the country. We're meeting today at Rattalung, also known as Basham's Beach near Port Elliot. This is a significant site for Ngarrindjeri people. It forms a significant part of the Ngarrindjeri creation story, the Ngurunderi story, and it's a really important place for me. I feel a lot of spiritual connectivity to this site. I've spent some time here with Uncle Mark Kummetry, who's become a very important Ngarrindjeri elder to me and a leader. So I often come here just to clear my head. If I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed or stressed, I often just come here, sit down on the rocks and look out at the water and just feel the connection and the spirituality of such an important site. Dad was born on the 20th of April 1943. He was removed within the first 6 months of his life. He had four siblings, and they were all removed and taken into state care. I think Dad, in a lot of ways, was very fortunate because he grew up in and out of foster care with a lady by the name of Dorothy Gribble, and she was an incredibly caring and beautiful person. There's a lot of documentation between Dorothy and the department trying to get Dad back to her house and live with her and her husband permanently. He just wanted love. He was struggling. He was running away from the homes and trying to get back to Mrs. Gribble. So it's quite incredible now that I can still read and understand and learn Dad's journey, even though he's not here to tell me about it anymore. Dad passed away when I just turned 17, and I guess I was just getting to that age as a young man. We were starting to connect, and I was starting to really understand him as a person and vice versa. But he was always an incredible role model for me. He spent 29 years in the Metropolitan Fire Service and instilled a lot of values in me that I still hold today, and that I pass on to my children, and that's work ethic, passion and strength. Dad personally never really spoke to me or Mum about his journey as a child. I believe it would have been very traumatic for him. I found all of his documentation, so it was obviously something that he went on a journey and he sought out to learn more, and to document that. And I'm so glad he did, because I have it now. I know being removed, changed his path. It affected him as a person. Thankfully, he used that experience and that trauma to shape who he was and make him stronger, because he never gave up. He absolutely never gave up. For me now, it's about my children, my two girls, Matilda and Florence, understanding the history that we have in this country and what happened to so many people. That history never goes away. So we're now functioning in a predominantly non-Aboriginal society, but we walk around carrying this history, and that never goes away. That's always going to be there for Aboriginal people, and we spend a lot of time in a society that doesn't understand and that doesn't listen, and that can be extremely difficult for people. Aboriginal people have been telling their truth for many years, and I think now as a society it's about truth listening. So it's what we do with that truth now, what we do with that information, and we all need to move forward together. I personally believe that we live on the most beautiful continent on the planet. It's important for us to all work together to look after the most important thing in all our lives, and that's our planet. I can't change Dad's history, but what I can do is live my life in a particular way that pays respect to the way that he taught me and the things he taught me, and I can impart that on my two kids as well.
Hi, I'm Mark Commemoration. I'm a Nuttingeri elder. I own a company called Cool Tours that delivers authentic Aboriginal experiences through the Fleurieu Peninsula. I am the youngest of my family, and so all of my other siblings, they were living either on Rakan itself under the mission control, or they were living in the fringe dwellings outside of Meningie. When I was born, we were then living in the town. Prior to that, our people weren't allowed in town after 6 o'clock at night. So I don't know whether or not I was the lucky one to be able to living in the town when I was born in 64, or whether or not I was the unlucky one who didn't get brought up on country. Growing up with my family, my older brothers and sisters, growing up with a mum and dad that were they'd had it really tough. They'd grown up in eras of the early 1920s, whereby our people were just getting used to living on a mission. So we'd been on the mission for about 70 years up to that period. My parents, their parents, or my grandparents were just totally removed from country. And they were just gathered up and herded like cattle or sheep and put on these missions. My parents come through that era, and so they were able to teach us about resilience and being taught about how to be strong and know who you are and your identity. However, living through an era where we weren't allowed to have an identity. Port Macleay Aboriginal Mission was set up in the 1850s, and it took most of the Nuttingeri people, and we're all placed or displaced off country and all put onto one place, being known as the Port Macleay Aboriginal Mission. It was a time where there were superintendents there who had total control over our people to take away our language, take away our identity, take everything away from us and turn us into something that was supposed to be more, let's call it Australian. Now in 1974, we then become known as Rakan. Rakan is a word that means meeting place. And under that banner, it meant we as a community had control of our destiny. That land is still owned by the government. And what goes on, the government still owning that land means that even though we were displaced and put onto one place to make it our home, we're asking government to give back us Rakan full control. Don't have any ownership. You took everything else away from us. Now it is time to give us just that one piece of land that you forced us to be on. It's as simple as that. Give it back.
I am JC, Jack Charles, and perhaps I am the second coming. And why not?
Yeah.
The original one was brown too.
And that's your next. Tell us your impressions of what happened 11 years ago on the 13th of February. Do you know, where were you?
I remember it well. I was in Melbourne, and I had sent my sister, my last surviving known sister, up to Canberra, and she had worked with Galliamble, the Windsor-Lupner Drug and Alcohol Centre in St Kilda. So it was appropriate for her to go up. And I truly, like everybody else, was quite enamoured of the notion that Australia apologises to us. And it happened to be Mr Rudd, and from Mr Rudd we got the apology, and we truly accepted it. It was a big, relief in some way for many of us that the Australian psyche is on the way to beginning to, make amends. First you've got to apologise. Now, being an old cat burglar like myself, and with the lived experiences, everybody knew my story from the documentary Bastardy. And in my play, Jack Charles versus the Crown, I made apologies to all those I stole from in the course of that play.
Yeah.
To all those I disappointed and abused their trust. So it's a good thing that Australia has done this, and we look forward to it, because along with an apology comes some kind of reconciliation. We're moving towards being reconciled, but there is so much work to do in that movement towards reconciliation.
I wanted people to know what really happened with stolen generation kids, especially from the desert area, Udnadada area and around. And I also wanted my children to know what really happened to their mother, because I didn't want to talk about it. And mainly that people understand that it's not good to be taken from family, from your culture, from the land that you supposed to have grown up with.
Hi, I'm Kunyi Junan McInerney. I'm originally from Udnadada. I was born Todmorton Station to Daisy McInerney, is part Aboriginal. My father is Australian Irishman. All of us kids had Aboriginal names, and missionaries didn't like Aboriginal names, so my name got changed from Gunyi to Anne. A lot of them had names like the royal family, They were really into royal family, the missionaries. Last year, the Gunyi book won first prize in Brisbane, and I got $15,000 for that. That's the prize money.
Winner of the Children's Book Award is Kunyi, June and McInerney for Kunyi. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Kunyi Junan McInerney, member Stolen Generation from Central Australia. I'm very happy to win and proud for my family. Thank you to the judges. Thank you to Maggie Fletcher, who was my curator, and Jimmy Johnson, who was one of the children in the home with me. Thank you, and she helped me remember a lot of the stories. Thank you to Laura at State Library and Kate Randall at Magabala for organising this trip. Thank you to Kamara for helping with the stories, and my son Rebna, who's sitting there, for coming on the trip with me to accept this award. Thank you to Susan Hocking and her family for sponsoring this award. I'm really happy I did this for all the children in the mission home. These are my stories that I want to share. I hope people read my stories to understand what happened to us as member of the Stolen Generation. Thank you very much. Part of my prize for NAIDOC, apart from all my artwork, I also fostered nearly 50 Aboriginal children because I was fostered, I was treated badly, and I didn't want to treat these kids badly. I want to give them a good home and feel loved and cared for.
To the stolen generations, I say the following. As Prime Minister of Australia, I am sorry. On behalf of the Government of Australia, I am sorry. On behalf of the Parliament of Australia, I am sorry. And I offer you this apology without qualification. We apologise for the hurt, the pain and suffering we, the Parliament, have caused you by the laws that previous Parliaments have enacted. We apologise for the indignity, the degradation and the humiliation these laws embodied. We offer this apology to the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, the families and the communities whose lives were ripped apart by the actions of successive governments under successive parliaments. So let us turn this page together, Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians, government and opposition, Commonwealth and state, and write this new chapter in our nation's story together.
This is a song I wrote called Searching, and I think it's quite a relatable song. It's about my family's experience and how I've felt through the stolen generation and how it's affected our family. My great-grandma was taken from her family, and we still don't know where our mob is, and it's still a journey that we're on. And so I wrote this song to understand it in myself on this journey of trying to reconnect, not just reconnect to heal our family, but to reconnect to culture, to country. And so I sing this for myself, for my own healing, for my mum, my grandma and my great-grandma. It's never easy to sing, but it's important. So.
I just wanna feel, 'cause all like I belong. No name, no place, 'cause oh, it all feels wrong. It all feels wrong. I keep on searching, oh, I'm trying to find my way. I'll keep on searching, and oh, I just can't stay, and I'll keep on searching. Oh, I'm trying to find my way, and I'll keep on searching. And oh, I just can't stay. Where do I call home? One side or the other? Oh, it's time to find my place and rediscover. And you can't take this from me. In my heart I know this is my family. And you can't take this from me. and I'll keep on searching. Oh, I'm trying to find my way. I'll keep on searching. Oh, and I'll keep on searching. Oh, I'm trying to find my way. I'll keep on searching. And oh, I just can't stay. I'll keep on searching. And oh, I'm gonna find my way home.